Hello and welcome to Eastern Roman history. The system of military and administrative organisation of the empire from the mid-7th to 11th century, the theme system replaced the late Roman administration originally created by Diocletian, as it had ceased to be practical in the dire and much reduced straits the empire found itself in during the 7th century. This occurred when the superpower of the Mediterranean was crippled and in an unending fight for survival for over a century. However, the theme system developed considerably from its original form under Constans II. The major change came after the defeat of Artabasdos in 743, when Constantine V enacted major changes to the theme system. To mark this important difference between the system before 743 and after, in addition, by the reign of Constantine, the old late imperial administrative boundaries that tax collectors and officials had roughly stuck to, even into the reign of Leo III, had now changed so that their jurisdiction now corresponded to the boundaries of the themes, making them military and administrative provinces in the fullest sense. I have been calling the theme system of Constans II the Strategoi to differentiate it from its later form. It is a name that can be dispensed with, since the theme system was created by Constans II, and authors such as Constantine VII and Theophanes refer to them as such, as well as modern scholars. So what were the main features of the Strategoi that makes it different? The Strategoi system can be identified for its investing a single strategos with civil and military command of a very large province. The troops they commanded were of a highly defensive, self-sustaining nature, generally designed to deal with Arab raids coming from the mountain passes of the Taurus, Anti-Taurus and Armenian mountains. The strategos was chosen by the emperor and, unlike Western nobility, could lose their position just as easily as it was gained. Constans II, in 659 to 662, it is believed that he created the first themes of Armeniacon, Opsikion, Anatolokon, Thraxikion, and the naval Carabisianoi. These military provinces roughly corresponded to the previous imperial provinces and attached these armies to these areas. It seems he also organised Africa and Italy along the lines of these new themes, with soldier farmers and arms warehouses. Constantine IV added Thrace as a new theme in 661, with its headquarters at Arcadiopolis. Justinian II, the slit-nosed, in 686 created the theme of Hellas, with its HQ at Corinth. Tiberius III created the themes of Sardinia and Sicily roughly in AD 699. Leo III replaced the Carabisianoi with the Kiberaeot theme, with its HQ at Kibera in 727. This spread of the new military administrative system also had its issues. Most notably, the number of rebellions by thematic armies was intense throughout the period. The murder of Constans II was succeeded by the elevation of Mezisius, Count of the Opsikion theme in 668. Even before that, Saborius, strategos of Armeniacon, rebelled against Constans II earlier that same year. In 695, Leontius, strategos of Hellas, usurped Justinian II. The Carabisianoi proclaimed the Drungarios Apsimar emperor and deposed Leontius in 698. Count George Buaphas of the Opsikion theme deposed and blinded Emperor Philippicus in 713. Anastasius II was deposed by the Opsikion Themata in 715 and replaced by their own candidate Theodosius III. Leo the Isaurian, strategos of the Anatolikon theme, with the aid of Artabasdos, strategos of the Armeniacon theme, deposed Theodosius III in 717. During Leo III's reign, in 718, Sergius, strategos of Sicily, had proclaimed his own emperor, thinking Constantinople was doomed. The strategos of Hellas and Carabisianoi rebelled against Leo in 727, and finally, under Constantine V, Artabasdos account of the Opsikion theme, had led a 3-year-long civil war and had been crowned emperor in Constantinople. To Constantine, such a thing could never happen again. Clearly, these themes were able to exert too much power in the empire and had continuously threatened the emperor, especially the Opsikion theme. After the rebellion of Artabasdos, Constantine V made important changes to the foundationary system that Constans the Bearded concocted. From 743 to 745, it is believed that Constantine the Shit-Named created the Tagmata. The Tagmata, meaning regiments, was 18,000 men strong at its inception, probably drawn from the previous Thamata armies and imperial retinues. From then on, the Tagmata were drawn from troops settled in the new Optimates theme in Bithynia, Constantinople, and the theme of Thrace. Evidence suggests that they too owned land like the Thamata. The Tagmata were divided into 6 branches. The 2 main ones were the Excubitors and the Scholae. These were 4,000 men strong cavalry divisions that accompanied the emperor on campaign. They were stationed in Thrace and Bithynia, so that they were both close to the capital and difficult to use in rebellion against the emperor. The next 3 branches, the Watch, a cavalry unit of 4,000 men, the Walls with 2,000 infantry, and the Numera with another 2,000 infantry, were stationed in the capital as permanent garrison, with the Watch occasionally going on campaign with the Excubitors and Scholae. The 6th unit was the Optimates. This 2,000-man unit was responsible for the baggage train, thus creating a professional logistical force. The theme of the Optimates was created out of the Opsikion theme in Bithynia, with its headquarters at Nicomedia. The Opsikion theme was further broken up after their revolt in 766, with the creation of the Bucelarion theme in 767, when it is first attested. Its HQ was at Ancyra, and Opsikion's was moved to Nicaea. The result of these changes was that it made plotting against the emperor far more difficult, because the troops near the capital were more dispersed, and under the command of far more commanders. This forced a potential rebel to risk canvassing much further for support or command a much smaller army. The distribution of more professional troops in the Balkans meant the empire had a much stronger military presence there. Previously, emperors had to pull significant numbers from Anatolia to even launch a small expedition, as seen in the campaign of Justinian II against the Slavs. In the long term, the Tagmata represented a professional mobile corps to the Eastern Roman army that had been missing since the change from the late Roman armies to the Thematic armies in the mid-7th century. This meant they could perform more aggressive offensives in the future, and the cream of the Roman army was at the emperor's doorstep. As a total calculation of the forces at the empire's disposal, in addition to the Tagmata, the reduced Opsikion theme had roughly 4,000 Thamata troops stationed there. There were 6,000 in Bucelarion, 6,000 in Thrace, in addition to the 18,000 men of the Tagmata. Hellas and Kiberaeus had 2,000 marines each. Armeniacon had 14,000 men. Phryxikion had 8,000 men. Anatolikon had 18,000 men, and Sicily had 2,000 men. Together, the Tagmata and Thematic troops of the Eastern Roman army comprised in total around 80,000 men. It should be noted that this number does not seem to take into account the troops in the Archontates or the Exarch of Ravenna. Henceforth, themes would become smaller, and the endemic issues of the large themes was never seen to such a scale again. Thus, I feel justified in differentiating between the large military commands of Constans II and the smaller themes of Constantine V onwards. I have been your host, Daniel Maynard. Please be certain to like, subscribe and share this video, and this has been Eastern Roman History.